the gentle hush of the world falling still. Welcome, dear friend, to this quiet moment. Feel the soft air around you, almost like a whisper against your skin. The day is slowly releasing its hold, like a great ship pulling gently away from the busy shore. All the sound that filled your hours, the voices, the music, the distance of the world, they are now beginning to soften. They are fading, like colors bleeding into a vast twilight canvas. You don't need to listen to them. You don't need to hold on to them. They are simply drifting away, becoming lighter and lighter, until they are almost gone. Just let them go. Imagine that the very air in your room is becoming thicker, softer. It's no longer carrying harsh sounds or urgent messages. Instead, it's like a warm, comforting blanket, absorbing all the little noises, muffling them, making them disappear. This quietness is not empty. It is a presence. It is a soft, deep silence that is slowly, gently filling every corner of your space. And as it fills your space, it begins to fill you. Feel it settling in your shoulders, flowing down your arms, easing into your fingertips. It's a physical sensation, this quiet, a beautiful weight that tells you it's safe to rest. This is the beginning of the quiet journey. You don't need to try to be silent. The silence is simply arriving, finding its way to you, embracing you. It's like watching soft snow fall outside a window. You don't make it fall, you just observe its gentle descent. The world is becoming still. Your thoughts, too, are like snowflakes, drifting, melting, disappearing into the vast, warm quiet. Don't chase them. Don't hold them. Just let them fall. Let them melt. Let them become one with the growing stillness. There's a deep, ancient wisdom in quiet moments. It's the natural state of things, the background of the universe when all the foreground noise fades away. Feel how your body instinctively responds to this hush. Your muscles are softening. Your breath is deepening, finding its own slow, gentle rhythm. It's a return to balance. It's a return to peace. You are not trying to create this quiet. You are simply allowing it to unfold around you and within you. This is a gift, this silence, a soft invitation to let go of everything that came before and everything that might come after. Just be here in this unfolding quiet. Let your ears relax. They don't need to be alert. They don't need to listen for anything specific. They are simply resting, receiving the absence of sound, the gentle lull of the world turning itself down. And as your ears relax, so does your mind. Thoughts are becoming blurry, distant, like whispers from another room. You don't need to understand them. You don't need to follow them. They're just passing through, like soft clouds on a summer evening, slowly drifting, slowly disappearing. There's nothing you need to do, no effort required. Just sink into this quiet. Sinking, softening, letting go, the healing presence of deep quiet. Imagine, if you will, that this silence is like a clear, calm pool of water. It is cool and inviting, and you are simply floating on its surface. There is no effort in this floating. The water supports you perfectly. As you lie here, the quiet begins to seep into your skin, moving beyond the surface, deep into the hidden places where the day's tension likes to hide. It's a gentle, rinsing feeling. It washes away the lingering echoes of busy thoughts, leaving behind a smooth, clean space. You don't need to do anything to make this happen. Just let the quiet do its work. In the natural world, silence is a time of restoration. Think of the way the forest grows quiet at night, or how the earth rests under a blanket of deep snow. This is when most important work happens. The mending, the growing, the quiet rebuilding of energy. You are part of that natural world. Right now, in this stillness, your body is doing its own quiet work. It's finding its balance again. It's smoothing out the edges of the day. You are not losing time by being still. You are gaining peace. Every cell is exhaling, letting go of the need to be busy, and inhaling the pure, soft essence of the night. There's a science to this feeling, a quiet logic in the way your mind settles when the world goes hush. When the noise fades, your nervous system finally receives a message that it is safe to let its guard down. It's like a tired traveler finally reaching home and closing the door on a long, windy road. You are that traveler and you have arrived. There are no more maps to follow, no more destinations to reach. The silence is your home tonight. Feel it in the slow rise and fall of your chest. Feel in the way your pillow seems to grow softer, more supportive with every passing moment. You may notice small thoughts still trying to drift by, like distant birds flying across a late evening sky. Let them pass. You don't need to name them. You don't need to follow where they are going. They are just part of the scenery of your mind as it prepares for sleep. The more you focus on the silence between the thoughts, the wider that silence becomes. It's a vast, friendly space where you can truly expand. There is room here for everything to be exactly as it is. You are free from expectations. You are free from the clock. There is only the here and the now and the beautiful, heavy quiet. The deeper you go into the silence, the lighter you feel. It's a wonderful paradox. The quiet feels heavy and warm like a blanket, yet it makes your spirit feel weightless, as if you are drifting through a sea of soft shadows. You are moving further and further away from the shore of wakefulness. The lights of the day are now just tiny, distant sparks, fading into the indigo of your dreams. You are safe in this transition. You are held by the silence. It is a constant, faithful companion that will stay with you until morning light, guarding your rest with its gentle, unhurried presence. Resting, listening to the hush, safe in the deep quiet, the pulse of stillness within. As you settle deeper into the cool, dark waters of quiet, you may begin to notice a very soft, very steady rhythm within yourself. It is a gentle pulse of your own heart, moving in a slow and faithful dance. In the busy noise of the day, we often forget this rhythm exists, but here, in the sanctuary of the night, it becomes your most comforting song. It is a slow, rhythmic drum beating out a message of safety. Peace, peace, peace. With every beat, your body is being told that the world is okay, that your work is done, and that it is finally time to let the silence take over. Imagine that this pulse is not just inside you, but that it is part of a much larger rhythm. It is the same rhythm as the trees swaying in a midnight breeze, with a slow, rhythmic pulling of the tide against the sand. You are syncing your spirit with the heartbeat of the earth itself. There is no hurry in the stars, and there is no hurry in you. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Feel the weight of your limbs as they become even more relaxed, sinking into the mattress as if you are becoming part of the bed itself. You are anchored by this pulse, held in place by the steady, unhurried flow of life. The science of quiet moments tells us that when we stop seeking external sounds, our brain begins to tune into our own internal symphony. Your breath is becoming a soft, rhythmic wave, rising slowly, holding for a brief, peaceful moment, and then falling away like silk sliding off a table. You don't need to control this breath. It knows exactly how to breathe you. Just observe it, like watching clouds drift across a moonlit sky. Each breath is a cycle of renewal, bringing in calm and releasing the very last traces of the day's effort. Think of the silence as a vast, velvety dark room, and your pulse is a soft, golden light glowing at the center. The light doesn't need to be bright. It just needs to be there, steady and warm. As you focus on this warmth, it begins to spread. It moves from your chest into your shoulders, down your spine, and into your legs. Your entire body is becoming a vessel for this quiet, glowing energy. You are a star in the middle of a vast, silent galaxy, glowing softly, content to simply exist in the darkness. There is nothing to fix. There is nothing to change. You are whole, right here in the pulse of the stillness. Let the rhythm carry you further away from the world of thoughts. The words I speak are becoming just sounds, gentle vibrations that wrap around you like a cocoon. You don't need to find meaning in them anymore. Just feel the tone, the slow pace, the way the silence returns after every sentence. The silence is the true destination. It is the softest pillow you will ever find. You are drifting now, moving into that space where the heartbeat and the silence become one single, beautiful hum. Pulsing softly, breathing deeply, one with the rhythm, the velvet blanket of soundlessness. Imagine now that the silence around you has grown so thick and so soft that it has become a physical presence, a vast, velvet blanket of soundlessness. This blanket is being tucked around you by the gentle hands of the night. It covers your feet, your knees, and your chest, And as it rests upon you, you feel an incredible sense of relief. It is a weighted blanket made of pure peace, designed to keep the coldness of the world away. Under this cover, you are tucked into a pocket of time where nothing can reach you and nothing is expected of you. In the quietest moments of the night, the brain begins to weave its own stories. But you don't need to follow them. You only need to feel the texture of this velvet quiet. It is smooth and cool against your mind, smoothing out the wrinkles of your day. Every sharp memory, every jagged worry is being flattened and softened by the weight of this beautiful silence. You are safe in this cocoon. It is a sanctuary made of nothing but the absence of noise. Feel how your body lets go of its last bit of resistance, sinking deeper into the mattress, becoming lighter as you become more still. The science of quiet is the science of surrender. When we stop listening for the world, the brain's busy pathways begin to dim, like lights being turned off in a vast house, one by one. First, the hallways of planning go dark. Then, the rooms of remembering fade into shadows. Finally, the kitchen of doing becomes quiet. You are left in the soft, glowing heart of the house, the space of pure being. You are the silence itself, observing the world from a place of total neutrality and total peace. There is no right or wrong way to be here. There is only the presence of the velvet dark. Let the edges of yourself blur into this blanket. You don't need to know where your body ends and the silence begins. You are merging with the atmosphere of the room. The air you breathe is the same air that carries the silence. And as you inhale, you're taking that stillness deep into your lungs, into your blood, into your soul. You are becoming a mountain of quiet, ancient and unmoving, yet soft and permeable. The world may continue to turn, the stars may continue to drift, but here, under your velvet blanket, time has found a way to stand perfectly still. As you drift closer to the edge of sleep, the blanket grows even warmer, even more comforting. It's a feeling of being perfectly taken care of. You don't need to watch over yourself tonight. The silence is doing that for you. It is a sentinel at your door, a guardian of your dreams. Your only task is to remain as you are, soft, open, and willing to be carried away by the gentle currents of the soundless night. Tucked in, wrapped in velvet, dissolving into the hush, the echoes of empty space and cosmic quiet. Imagine now that the velvet blanket has expanded, growing wider and wider until it becomes the very fabric of the night sky. You are no longer just in a room. You are floating in a vast, benevolent emptiness of space. This is the ultimate silence, the cosmic quiet that has existed for billions of years. In this space, there is no air to carry sound, no wind to rattle the leaves, and no friction to create noise. There is only a profound, echoing stillness that stretches across the stars. You are a part of this vastness, a quiet spark drifting through a sea of indigo and silver. Science teaches us that even in what we call empty space, there's a subtle energy, a background hum of the universe. But this hum is so deep and so low that it feels like silence itself. It is the sound of existence before words were invented. As you drift here, feel how the empty space around you is actually filling you up with peace. It is removing the pressure of being a person with a name and a story. In the face of the cosmic quiet, your worries become smaller and smaller, like tiny grains of sand disappearing into a vast, dark ocean. You don't need to be anything here. You are just a point of consciousness, resting in the lap of the infinite. Feel the cool, silver light of distant stars washing over you. This light has traveled for thousands of years through the silence to reach you, and it carries that same silence within it. It's a dry, crisp, and clean feeling. Your mind is becoming like this empty space, clear, dark, and incredibly wide. Thoughts may drift by like distant asteroids, far away and harmless, moving on their own trajectories. You don't need to catch them. You don't need to land on them. You just watch them glide past, leaving no trace behind in the perfect clarity of your mental sky. This is the state of total mental decompression. Just as a deep-sea diver must slowly return to the surface, you're slowly descending into the deepest parts of your own being. The silence of space is a mirror reflecting your own inner stillness. There is no urgency in the cosmos. Galaxies take eons to turn, and stars take lifetimes to fade. You are invited to adopt the same cosmic pace. Let your thoughts move slowly. Let your heart beat slowly. Let your very existence be an unhurried drift through the velvet dark. You have all the time in the world and beyond. As you surrender to this cosmic quiet, the boundary between you and the universe begins to soften. You are the space, and the space is you. There is no more inside and outside. There's only the one unified field of silence. It is a state of perfect belonging. You are exactly where you are meant to be, held in the gravity of the night, floating in a peace that has no beginning and no end, drifting through stars, empty and full, one with the cosmic hush, the healing resonance of quiet. As you drift within that cosmic vastness, you might begin to feel that the silence is no longer just the absence of sound, but a subtle, vibrating resonance. It is a healing frequency, a low and steady hum that exists just beneath the surface of your awareness. Imagine this resonance as a soft, golden mist that gently vibrates at the same frequency as your resting body. It doesn't ask anything of you. It simply flows through you, touching every bone, every muscle, and every tired thought with soothing, rhythmic grace. It is the sound of your body returning to its natural state of harmony. Science tells us that when we immerse ourselves in deep quiet, our brain waves begin to lengthen and slow down, moving from the busy chatter of the day into the long, graceful swells of calm ocean. This is the resonance of restoration. It's as if a master musician is tuning the strings of your soul, tightening what was loose and loosening what was too tight, until you are in perfect accord with the stillness around you. You don't need to understand the music. You only need to be the instrument. Feel this resonance behind your eyes, in the bridge of your nose, and deep within your ears. It is washing away the static, leaving only the pure, clear note of existence. Think of this quiet resonance as a gentle tide coming into a quiet bay. The tide doesn't rush. It simply arrives, filling every crevice between the rocks, smoothing out the sand and lifting the heavy seaweed. In the same way, the quiet is filling the spaces between your thoughts. It is smoothing out the edges of your memories. You might find that the volume of your internal dialogue is being turned down, lower and lower, until it becomes a faint whisper, and then eventually just a part of the beautiful background hum. You are sinking into the comfort of not needing to think. You are melting into the joy of just being. In this resonant quiet, your body feels like it is made of soft light. The density of your muscles, the weight of your bones, they're all being infused with this vibration of peace. You are like a bell that has been struck and is now slowly letting its sound fade into the evening air. The vibration is getting softer, smaller, more delicate. You are following that sound into the heart of the night. There's a profound safety in this resonance. It is the vibration of the earth itself, the slow turning of the seasons, the patient growth of the ancient forests. You are connected to it all, held in the cradle of a quiet that knows your name. Let the resonance carry you deeper. You are no longer trying to stay awake, and you are no longer trying to fall asleep. You are simply existing in this perfect middle ground, this twilight of the soul where everything is soft and nothing is urgent. The resonance is like a lullaby without words, a song that your body has known since before you were born. It is a song of the stars, the song of the deep sea, the song of the quietest dreams, vibrating with peace, tuning to the silence, resonating with the night, the silver mirror of reflection and still water. Imagine now that the healing resonance has led you to the edge of a vast, hidden lake at midnight. The water is so still, so perfectly dark and clear, that it has become a silver mirror. There is not a single breath of wind to disturb its surface. This lake is the essence of your mind when it is truly at peace. As you look into this metaphorical water, you don't see the face of the person who struggled through the day. You see only the reflection of the stars above. The water doesn't judge the stars, and it doesn't try to hold on to them. It simply reflects them, open and effortless. Science tells us that when we reach this level of quiet, our brain's internal chatter begins to mirror the external environment. If the environment is still, the mind becomes a mirror of that stillness. You are becoming like this lake. All the ripples of to-do lists, the splashes of worry, and the waves of excitement have finally settled. The sediment of the day has sunk to the very bottom, leaving the water above crystalline and pure. You are looking into the depth of your own tranquility. Feel the coolness of this image. the silver light, the dark water, the absolute lack of movement. It is a place of profound clarity where nothing is hidden and nothing is forced. In this silver mirror, your thoughts are no longer heavy stones. They are just light reflecting off the surface. They don't have the power to sink you. They don't have the power to change the stillness of the deep water below. You are the deep water. You are the miles of silence that lie beneath the surface. While the surface reflects the stars, the depths are dark, warm, and unchanging. Feel your body taking on this quality of deep water, heavy yet fluid, silent yet full of life. Your muscles are like the lake bed, resting in a prehistoric peace that hasn't been disturbed for centuries. Let the silver light of this reflection bathe your mind. It is a soft, non-intrusive light that doesn't demand your attention. It just offers itself to you. As you drift on the edge of this lake, you realize that you don't need to think about the water to feel its coolness. You don't need to analyze the silence to be part of it. You are simply merging with the scene. The boundary where the air meets the water is disappearing. You are the lake. You are the mirror. You are the silence that watches the stars. Everything is perfectly still. Everything is exactly as it should be. As you move closer to sleep, the silver mirror begins to fade into a soft, gray mist. The clarity remains, but the edges are softening. You are no longer looking at the reflection. You are becoming the reflection itself. You are drifting away from the shore of the conscious world, moving into the center of the lake where the water is deepest and the silence is most absolute. There's no boat, no oars, no effort, just a slow, silver drift into the heart of the night, reflecting the stars, crystalline and calm, sinking into the silver deep, the golden fog of rest and gentle obscurity. As the silver mirror of the lake begins to soften, imagine a very light, very warm golden fog starting to roll in from the edges of your vision. This isn't a cold or frightening mist. It is a fog made of pure rest, a luminous haze that gently blurs the sharp corners of the room and the sharp edges of your mind. As this golden fog surrounds you, the world outside becomes beautifully obscured. The things you could see clearly just a moment ago, the furniture of your life, the shapes of your responsibilities, they're all being tucked away behind this soft, glowing curtain. You don't need to see them anymore. It is a relief to let the world become a blur. Science tells us that as we drift toward the deeper stages of sleep, our sensory gates begin to close. This golden fog is the mental symbol of that closing. It's the brain's way of saying that the external world is no longer your concern. In this state of gentle obscurity, there's no here or there. There's only the soft, warm now. Feel the fog against your skin. It feels like the finest silk, weightless yet incredibly comforting. It carries the faint scent of rain on warm earth, a natural perfume that tells your nervous system it is time to hibernate, time to retreat into the golden sanctuary of the self. Within this fog, every sound is muffled, as if the world is covered in a thick layer of cotton. If a thought tries to rise, it immediately gets lost in the mist, losing its direction and its importance. You don't need to find those thoughts. Let them wander off. They are not yours to manage tonight. You are just a passenger in this golden cloud, drifting without a map, moving toward a destination that requires no effort to reach. The fog is thick enough to hide your worries, but light enough to let you breathe with perfect ease. Your lungs are filling with this golden light, making your chest feel warm and heavy in the best possible way. This is the beauty of not knowing. In the golden fog, you don't need to know the time. You don't need to know the day. You don't even need to remember your own story. You are just a presence, floating in a warm, obscure peace. The fog is a shield, protecting your rest from any stray light or lingering noise. It is a soft invitation to surrender your curiosity. There is nothing to look for and nothing to find. Everything you need is already right here, in the heart of this glowing haze. You are being cradled by the atmosphere itself. As you sink further, the golden fog begins to turn a deeper shade of amber, then a soft, dusky violet. You are moving to the layers of the night, each one more silent than the last. The world of form and substance is almost entirely gone, replaced by a world of feeling and flow. You are the fog, and the fog is you. You are expanding into the quiet, filling the room with your own tranquility, becoming one with the infinite golden rest. Blurring the edges, wrapped in the glow, lost in the golden hush. The deep roots of silence and earthly grounding. Now that you are drifting in the golden fog, imagine that you're beginning to settle very slowly back down onto a bed of ancient, soft moss. You are no longer just floating. You are becoming grounded. Imagine that from your body, tiny, invisible roots of silver light are beginning to grow, reaching down through your bed, through the floor, and deep into the cool, dark heart of the earth. These are the roots of your silence. They are anchoring you, holding you so securely that you no longer have to carry the weight of your own existence. The earth is now carrying that weight for you. Science tells us that for the body to enter the deepest stages of sleep, it must feel an absolute sense of physical safety. This grounding is the mental signal of that safety. You are as stable as an ancient oak tree in a windless forest. No matter what storms may blow far away in the world of daylight, here at your roots, everything is perfectly still. The earth is cool, dark, and silent, and it is sharing that prehistoric peace with you. Feel the tension leaving your lower back, your hips, and your legs as they melt into this grounding energy. You're being held by the gravity of the planet, a gentle pull that says, "You are home. You can let go now." Think of the silence that exists deep underground, the quiet of stones that haven't moved for millions of years, the stillness of hidden rivers flowing in the dark. You are tapping into that timeless reserve of rest. Your mind is becoming like the deep soil, rich, quiet, and receptive. You don't need to produce any thoughts, just as the earth doesn't need to try to grow a forest. It just happens. You are in the state of just happening. Your heartbeat is now synchronized with the slow, tectonic shift of the world. You are part of the landscape of the night. As your roots go deeper, the noise of the surface world becomes an impossible distance away. It's like being at the bottom of a deep, warm canyon where the wind never reaches. The air down here is still and sweet. You are protected by layers of earth and time. In this grounded state, you realize that you don't need to hold yourself together anymore. You can literally fall apart into the mattress, knowing that the earth will catch every piece of you. There's a profound luxury in this total surrender to gravity. You are becoming heavy, so beautifully heavy, as if you are made of dark marble and soft velvet. Let the silence of the earth rise up through your roots and fill your soul. It is a dense, nourishing quiet. It feeds your spirit and repairs your weary mind. You are becoming a part of the great, silent cycle of the night. While the world above sleeps and dreams, you are rooted in the very source of rest. You are unshakable. You are serene. You are the stillness of the mountain and the depth of the valley. Rooted in peace, held by the earth, sinking into the deep foundation, the waterfall of whispering stillness. Imagine that as you're rooted deeply in the earth, you hear a sound so soft it is almost like a thought. It is the sound of a distant silver waterfall, cascading down from the heights of a moonlit mountain. But this is not a loud or rushing waterfall. This is a waterfall of light and liquid silence. It flows with a gentle, shushing sound, a rhythmic whisper that says, "Sleep, sleep, everything is washing away." This water doesn't splash. It glides over the rocks like liquid silk, and as it reaches you, it begins to flow over your mind, rinsing every corner of your consciousness. Science tells us that the brain has its own way of washing itself during deep rest, a quiet, internal tide that clears away the mental debris of the day. Imagine this silver waterfall is that very process. It is a cooling, cleansing flow that starts at the top of your head and moves down, carried with it the last remnants of planning, the last echoes of conversation, and the last shadows of doing. Feel the water moving over your forehead, smoothing your brow. Feel it flowing over your closed eyes, bringing a deep, dark coolness. It is a continuous, effortless stream of pure clarity. The sound of the waterfall is a white noise for the soul. It fills the space where thoughts used to live, leaving no room for anything but its own gentle rhythm. It's like standing in a warm, summer rain that only washes the inside of your heart. You don't need to hold on to any memories right now. Let the silver water carry them downstream. Let the water take the shape of your day and turn it into mist. You are becoming as clear as the water itself, transparent, flowing, and perfectly at peace with the gravity that pulls you down. In the presence of this whispering stillness, your breath becomes even slower, matching the pace of the falling water. You are sinking beneath the surface of the pool at the bottom of the waterfall. But in this dream water, you can breathe. The water is actually made of oxygen and peace. As you submerge, the sounds of the world are completely extinguished. There is only the muffled, beautiful thrum of the silver stream above you. You are in a cocoon of liquid quiet, protected from the air, the wind, and the light. You are drifting in the deep, blue center of your own rest. This waterfall is a fountain of youth for your spirit. It is replenishing your energy without you having to lift a finger. You are simply receiving the gift of the flow. Everything that felt heavy is now being buoyed up by the water. You feel light, yet deeply grounded, empty yet completely full. The silver mist from the waterfall is settled on your skin like tiny diamonds asleep, and each one brings a new layer of relaxation. You are dissolving into the rhythm. You are becoming the whisper, washing away the day, flowing into the deep, held in the silver whisper, the garden of forgotten shadows. As the silver waterfall carries you further into the depths of your own mind, you find yourself drifting into a vast, ancient garden. This is not a garden of bright sun or vibrant colors, but a garden of moonlight, soft indigo moss and forgotten shadows. Everything here is draped in a gentle, hazy light that feels like a dream within a dream. This is the place where all the things you no longer need to remember come to rest. Every unfinished conversation, every tiny worry about tomorrow, every ghost of an old thought. They are all settling here, turning into soft, harmless shadows that blend into the dark foliage. Science tells us that in this stage of the sleep cycle, the mind begins its deep sorting process. It decides what to keep and what to let fade. Imagine this garden is where that fading happens. As you walk, or rather float, through these paths of velvet grass, feel the incredible lightness of forgetting. You are leaving a trail of shadows behind you, and as soon as they touch the ground, they are absorbed by the earth. You don't need to look back. You don't need to check if they are gone. The garden knows how to take care of them. You are becoming lighter with every step, as if you are shedding a heavy cloak made of memories. The air in this garden is perfectly still, filled with the scent of night-blooming flowers that only open when the mind is at total peace. Their fragrance is heavy and sweet, like a soft lullaby for your senses. As you inhale, this scent moves through your body, turning your muscles into something as soft as the moss beneath you. You are surrounded by tall, ancient trees with leaves made of silver mist. When the wind moves, if it moves at all, it only makes a sound of a soft sigh. You are safe here. No one can find you in this garden of shadows, because here you have no name. You are just a part of a quiet landscape. In the center of the garden, there is a stone bench made of cool, smooth moonlight. As you lie down upon it, feel the solid, unchanging piece of the earth supporting you. The shadows around you are not dark or scary. They are like old friends saying goodbye. They are the stories of today, and they are now becoming the myths of yesterday. Let them go. Let them drift into the trees. Your mind is becoming like a clear, empty room in a house of stars. There is so much space here. There is so much room to breathe. The garden is embracing you, whispering that it is okay to let the world disappear for a while. As you close your inner eyes in this garden, the shadows begin to merge into one single, deep violet curtain. The garden is folding itself up, tucking you into its center. You are moving beyond the need for images or places. You are moving into the pure essence of the night. The forgotten shadows have all been laid to rest, and you are left in a state of beautiful, perfect emptiness. Leaving the stories behind, fading into the moss, safe in the garden of quiet, the vessel of infinite drift. As you leave the garden of forgotten shadows, you find yourself being lifted very gently into a vessel made of pure, translucent light. It is like a boat carved from a single piece of moonstone or a soft, glowing bubble designed to carry you through the vast ocean of the night. This is a vessel of infinite drift. There are no sails, no engines, and no steering wheels. This vessel moves only by the rhythm of your breath. It is a space of perfect autonomy and perfect surrender. You are floating in a sea of stars, but the stars are not distant. They are all around you, like tiny, warm sparks of comfort. Science tells us that there is a moment during our descent into sleep where the body loses its sense of weight and position. This vessel represents that transition into the weightless phase. You are no longer held by gravity. You are held by the atmosphere of peace. As you lie back in the soft, cushioned interior of this light boat, feel the rocking motion, a slow side-to-side sway that is so subtle it feels like the memory of a cradle. This motion is recalibrating your inner ear, telling your brain that there's nowhere to go, nothing to catch, and no reason to stay alert. You are simply drifting in the infinite. The walls of this vessel are soft and permeable. They let in the silence of the cosmos, but keep out the cold. You are in a climate-controlled sanctuary of the soul. The temperature is exactly as you desire, a perfect, balmy warmth that makes your skin feel like it is melting into the light. Through the translucent floor of your vessel, you can see the world you left behind. It looks like a small blue marble, glowing softly in the dark. It is so far away that all its noises, all its politics, and all its pressures are completely invisible. From this height, there's only peace. You are an astronaut of the inner space, exploring the quietest reaches of your own mind. In this state of infinite drift, time becomes circular. There is no beginning to your journey, and no end. You are just a point of awareness moving through a velvet eternity. If a stray thought enters the vessel, it doesn't stay long. It realizes there is nothing to do here, no problem to solve, and it quietly exits back into stars. You are becoming a master of non-attachment. You are the observer, the drifter, the quiet traveler. The vessel is pulse-syncing with your heartbeat, glowing brighter when you inhale and dimming softly when you exhale. You are the energy that powers this journey, and your energy is pure rest. As you drift further, the stars begin to stretch into long, silver ribbons of light. You are entering a corridor of deep, dreamless space. The vessel is dissolving now, and you no longer need it. You have become the drift itself. You are a part of the interstellar silence, moving with the grace of a comet, but with the stillness of a stone. There is nothing but the vast, welcoming dark and the slow, rhythmic pulse of your own existence. Drifting without a shore, weightless in the light, floating into the forever, the library of silent pages. As you drift away from the light of the vessel, you find yourself entering a hall of infinite proportions, but feels as cozy as a small, candlelit room. This is the library of silent pages. The walls are lined from floor to ceiling with books, but these books are not filled with words, facts, or figures. Their pages are made of moonlight and silence. This is a place where all the information you gathered throughout the day comes to be archived, turned into blank, peaceful spaces. You are walking past the shelves of your own mind, watching as the titles on the books begin to fade and disappear. Science tells us that during rest, our brain performs a synaptic pruning, a quiet cleaning of the paths we no longer need to walk. In this library, that process is a beautiful visual dance. You see the books of to-do lists, the volumes of daily worries, and the heavy encyclopedias of what-ifs. As you watch, the ink on their pages simply evaporates, turning into a soft, gray mist that floats toward the ceiling. The books are becoming empty, and in their emptiness, they become incredibly light. You are no longer required to carry the weight of what you know. You are being given permission to be beautifully, perfectly empty-handed. Take a seat in one of the deep, velvet armchairs that wait in the center of this hall. The fabric is so soft it feels like it's made of shadows. Slow breath in and out. As you sit, a single book drifts into your lap. You open it, and you find that the pages are completely white, a pure, snowy silence that rests your eyes and cools your mind. There is nothing to read. There is nothing to remember. There is nothing to learn. You are just staring into the peaceful void of a blank page. It is a relief that cannot be described. The pressure to understand the world is gone. You are allowed to be the one who does not know. The library is filled with the scent of old parchment and cold night air. It's a dry, comforting smell that settles your thoughts. All around you, the millions of books are humming a low, steady note of enough. You have read enough. You have thought enough. You have solved enough. The library is now closing its doors to the outside world. The tall windows are being covered by heavy indigo curtains, shutting out the last bits of the day's light. You are alone in this temple of quiet, and the quiet is your best friend. Every breath you take is like turning a blank page, a fresh start, a clean space, a moment of pure, unwritten peace. As the candles in the library begin to flicker and go out one by one, you realize that you don't even need the library anymore. The shelves are dissolving into the dark, and the books are turning into stardust. You are left sitting in the middle of a vast, dark, and wonderful space. Your mind is now a library with no books, just an endless capacity for rest. You are the silence between the words. You are the space between the thoughts. You are the stillness that remains when the story is over. Closing the books, erasing the ink, blank and beautiful, safe in the quiet. The crystal cave of echoing dreams. As the library of silent pages dissolves into stardust, you find yourself being carried by a gentle, underground current into a place of shimmering beauty. You are entering a vast, cool cavern made entirely of translucent crystal. The walls are not hard or cold, but seem to pulse with a soft, rhythmic light, like the steady breathing of a sleeping giant. This is a crystal cave of echoing dreams. Every sound here, the distant drip of a silver stalactite, the soft rustle of your own breath, is echoed back to you as a gentle, harmonic vibration. It is a place where your thoughts are transformed into music before they can ever become worries. Science teaches us that as we move into the deeper, slower brainwave states, our minds begin to resonate with the environment in a way that feels almost musical. In this crystal cave, that resonance is everywhere. Imagine that each crystal on the walls is a memory or a thought from your day. But here, they have been purified. They no longer have edges. They no longer have weight. They are just glowing shapes of violet, indigo, and pale blue. You don't need to touch them. You don't need to examine them. You're just drifting past them, watching the light dance to the facets of your own mind. Find a smooth, flat ledge of amethyst crystal and let your body settle onto it. It feels surprisingly warm, as if it has been soaking up the heat of the earth for eons. As you lie there, the cave begins to sing. It's a soundless song, a vibration that you feel in your bones rather than hear with your ears. It is the frequency of deep, restorative sleep. Feel the vibration moving through your jaw, relaxing the muscles you didn't even know were tight. Feel it moving through your temples, smoothing out the lines of concentration. The crystal is drawing out the last bits of electricity from your nerves, grounding them into the ancient stone. This cave is the birthplace of dreams. Here, the logic of the waking world does not apply. Time flows like liquid light, sometimes slow, sometimes standing perfectly still. You are safe in the sanctuary. The entrance to the cave is guarded by a waterfall of thick, dark velvet that keeps the noise of the world far, far away. Inside, there is only the echo of peace. You are like a gemstone yourself, precious, still, and reflecting the beauty of the quiet around you. You don't need to do anything to shine. You just need to be. As you drift deeper into the heart of the cave, the light begins to dim. The crystals are turning a deep, comforting charcoal gray. The echoes are becoming softer, more distant, until they are just a faint hum at the edge of your consciousness. You are moving toward the very center of the earth's silence. There's a profound sense of belonging here, a feeling that you have returned to a place you have known since the beginning of time. You are the cave, you are the crystal, and you are the dream that is about to begin. Echoing softly, glowing in the dark, safe in the crystal deep, the sea of liquid midnight. As you leave the crystal cave, you find yourself at the edge of a sea unlike any other. This is the sea of liquid midnight. The water is not cold, nor is it dark in a way that feels heavy. Instead, it is a warm, viscous pool of pure, fluid peace. It is as if the night itself has turned into a gentle tide, inviting you to let go of the shore of your consciousness entirely. There is no wind here. There is no sound of crashing waves. There is only the soft, rhythmic breathing of the ocean, a slow and steady rise and fall that mirrors the deepest rhythm of your soul. Science tells us that when we reach this state of profound relaxation, our bodies lose the clear distinction of where we end and the environment begins. As you step into the sea of midnight, feel yourself becoming part of the water. It's not like drowning, it's like returning. It is a state of total buoyancy. You are weightless. Every muscle in your back, Every fiber in your neck and every tension in your legs is being lifted by this warm, supportive liquid. You don't need to swim. You don't need to float. The sea is holding you with a mother's tenderness, carrying you into the vast, dark embrace of the deep. Imagine looking up from the surface of this midnight sea. The sky above is a dome of soft, indigo light, and the stars are like tiny lanterns reflecting on the water around you. You are drifting in a world of reflections. Every thought you ever had is now just a ripple on the surface, moving further and further away until the water is perfectly smooth once again. This liquid silence is a balm for your mind. It washes over your thoughts, turning them into bubbles of air that rise and pop, leaving only clarity behind. You are the stillness of the water. You are the depth of the dark. In this sea, time has no meaning. There is no past to look back on, and no future to plan for. There is only the infinite drift. You are moving toward the horizon where the sea meets the sky, a place where all boundaries dissolve. The warmth of the water is seeping into your heart, slowing its beat to a calm, steady thrum. You are safe in this vastness. The Sea of Liquid Midnight is a sanctuary that stretches for 1,000 miles in every direction, and every inch of it is filled with the same unhurried peace. You are the only traveler here, and the entire ocean is dedicated to your rest. As you drift further from the shore, the light of the stars begins to dim, and the water becomes even softer, even more comforting. You are sinking very, very slowly into the deeper layers of the night. It is a descent into pure comfort. The world above is gone. The world below is a soft, dark cushion. You are suspended in a state of perfect neutrality, a beautiful void where nothing exists but the feeling of being loved by the silence. Floating in the dark, dissolving in the tide, safe in the liquid night, the clouds of unknowing and soft obscurity. As the Sea of Liquid Midnight fades, you find yourself rising, not by effort, but as if you have become as light as a single breath. You are drifting into the heart of the great clouds of unknowing. These are not storm clouds or rain clouds. They are vast, billowing pillows of soft, violet mist that hang in the highest reaches of the night. As you settle into them, you feel a sense of total anonymity. In these clouds, you don't need to know who you are, what you have done, or what you must do. You are entering the beauty of the unknown, where the mind finally gives up its need to map the world. Science tells us that just before we slip into the deepest, dreamless sleep, the brain's executive center, the part that tries to make sense of everything, finally goes quiet. These clouds represent that beautiful silence. Here, every thought is wrapped in a thick layer of soft batting. You might try to reach for a memory, but your hand only finds the cool, damp texture of the mist. It is a relief to let go of the knowing. Feel the mist against your face. It is cooling your brow, relaxing the tiny muscles around your eyes, and telling your jaw that it is okay to be completely slack. You are protected by the obscure. Imagine that these clouds are absorbing all the static of your life. Every flickering screen you saw today, every loud voice, every sharp light. The clouds are soaking them up like a giant, soft sponge. What remains is a muffled, beautiful world. You are drifting through a landscape of blurred edges and soft transitions. There are no hard surfaces here. Everything you touch is as soft as a dream. You are safe to lose your way in this mist, because in the clouds of unknowing, there is no wrong direction. Every path leads deeper into the heart of rest. In this high, quiet place, the air is thin and sweet. It feels like breathing in the essence of stars. You are floating on your back, looking up into a sky that is just a slightly different shade of purple than the clouds around you. You are becoming a part of the atmosphere. Your heavy limbs are now just extensions of the mist. You are expanding, growing wider and softer until you fill the entire sky. The pressure of being a single person is gone. You are the cloud. You are the night. You are the vast, unwritten space between the constellations. As you drift further into the center of the mist, the colors begin to fade from violet to a deep, dark indigo, and finally to a charcoal gray that is almost black. The clouds are tucking you into a pocket of perfect shadow. You are no longer observing the silence. You are the silence. There is nothing left to understand, nothing left to solve. You have reached the summit of the night, where the only thing that exists is the slow, rhythmic pulse of the infinite. losing the self, wrapped in the mist, safe in the unknowing. The chamber beyond time and timeless rest. As you drift out clouds of unknowing, you find yourself entering a space that feels both infinitely large and perfectly intimate. This is the chamber beyond time. Imagine a room with walls made of soft, dark shadow and a floor that feels like cool, polished starlight. In this place, the concept of a minute, an hour, or a day has no meaning. Time here doesn't move in a straight line. It is a still, deep pool. You are standing or perhaps floating in the very center of that pool. The ticking of the world's clocks has faded into a distance, so great it can no longer be heard. You are finally completely off the grid of the sun and the moon. Science tells us that in deep sleep, our brain perception of time is completely altered. This chamber is the mental home of that timelessness. Here, you are free from the tyranny of the schedule. You don't need to be productive. You don't need to be efficient. You are allowed to simply exist in the gaps between the seconds. Feel profound relief in your chest as the weight of tomorrow simply evaporates. Tomorrow is a ghost that cannot enter this room. Yesterday is a shadow that has been left at the door. You are safe in the luxury of this eternal moment. The air in this chamber is thick with a scent of ancient peace, like the smell of a forest before man existed, or the cold, clean air of a mountain peak. As you breathe it in, feel your heart rate slowing down, matching the rhythm of the universe's own slow pulse. Your thoughts are no longer racing to catch up with anything. They have arrived. They are resting on the velvet furniture of this timeless space. Pause. Imagine lying down on a bed made of woven moonlight. It doesn't matter how long you stay here. You could stay for a moment or for 1,000 years, and it would feel the same. You are tucked into the folds of eternity. In this chamber, every cell of your body is being invited to stop its constant work. The repairs are happening on their own, in the stillness. You're like a clock that has been wound down, its gears finally finding rest. There's a deep, resonant silence here that acts as a protective shield. No urgency can penetrate these walls of shadow. No deadline can reach this floor of starlight. You are the master of the stillness. You're the inhabitant of the now. Let your mind expand into this timelessness, filling the room with your own quiet presence. You are as vast as the history of the stars. As you settle deeper into the moonlight bed, the walls of the chamber begin to glow with a soft, amber light. It is a light of a fire that never goes out, the fire of pure, unadulterated rest. You are sinking through the floor, moving beyond the room itself. You are moving into the very fabric of time, becoming one with the pause that exists between every heartbeat of the world. There is nothing to wait for. You are already there, beyond the hours, still and eternal, safe in the timeless dark, the indigo cradle of dreams. As you move beyond the chamber of time, you find yourself being lowered into a vast, soft cradle made of woven indigo light. This cradle is suspended between the stars, swaying gently in the cosmic breeze. It is lined with the softest down of 1,000 clouds, and as you sink into it, you feel a deep, instinctive sense of being held. This is a cradle where dreams are born before they ever reach your mind. It is a place of pure potential and absolute safety. The motion is slow, so slow, a rhythmic rocking that mimics the heartbeat of the universe itself. Science tells us that as we enter the threshold of deep, restorative dreaming, our brain begins to generate slow, rhythmic waves that look like the gentle swells of a midnight ocean. This cradle is the physical manifestation of those waves. With every sway to the left, you let go of a little more of the world. With every sway to the right, you move a little deeper into the indigo dark. You don't need to try to dream. You don't need to try to sleep. The cradle is doing all the work for you. It is rocking your spirit into a state of perfect equilibrium. The color indigo is all around you, a deep, rich, and comforting hue that feels like a cool cloth pressed against a tired mind. It is the color of the sky just before the stars come out, the color of the deepest part of the sea. As you breathe in this indigo light, feel it filling your head, washing away the last flickering sparks of thought. Your mind is no longer a place of images or words. It is just a vast, indigo space. Pause. You are safe to let your consciousness dissolve into this color. There is no edge where you end, and the cradle begins. You are the motion. You are the color. You are the quiet. In this cradle, you are protected from all the harshness of reality. It's as if you have returned to a time before you had responsibilities, before you had a name. You are just a soul being lulled by the cosmos. The stars above are singing a song without words, a low, resonant hum that vibrates through the fabric of the cradle. It is a lullaby of the spheres, telling you that you are loved, that you are enough, and that it is finally time to disappear into the velvet dark. Your eyes are so heavy now, as if they've been dusted with a fine, silver powder sleep. As the rocking motion becomes even slower, almost imperceptible, the indigo cradle begins to merge with the darkness of space. You are no longer being held. You are the space itself. You are drifting into the final, deepest layer of the night, where the dreams are waiting to carry you the rest of the way. You are ready. You are open. You are still, swaying in the stars, indigo and soft, held by the night, the breath of a universe and total expansion. As the indigo cradle slowly dissolves, you are no longer a person lying in a bed, in a room, on a planet. You have become as vast as the space between the galaxies. Imagine that your own breath has synchronized perfectly with the slow, rhythmic expansion and contraction of the entire universe. As you inhale, you are pulling in the coolness of distant nebulae and the silence of ancient stars. As you exhale, you are releasing all that remains of your individual self, your name, your history, your form, into the infinite dark. You are breathing with the lungs of the cosmos. Science tells us that we are made of stardust, that every atom in our bodies was once forged in the heart of the sun. In this moment of total expansion, you are returning to that origin. You are not sleeping so much as you are returning. Feel your boundaries expanding outward, past the walls of your house, past the clouds, past the atmosphere. You are as wide as the night. There is no effort in this expansion. It is as natural as a drop of water merging with the ocean. You are the ocean. You are the sky. You are the silent energy that holds the planets in their orbits. In this state of cosmic breathing, there is no room for tension. How can a galaxy be tense? How can a star be worried? You have adopted the perspective of eternity. The small ripples of your daily life are now so far away that they have disappeared entirely. You are in the great stillness, the place where all movement comes from and where all movement returns. Pause. Your heartbeat is a slow, rhythmic drum in the distance, a steady pulse that says, peace, peace, peace. Each beat sends a wave of golden light through your vast, starry body, smoothing out any last remnants of resistance. Imagine the silence of a void where no sound has ever existed. It is not a lonely silence, but a full, rich, and pregnant quiet. It is the silence of potential. You are resting in this void, cradled by the laws of physics and the grace of the unknown. You are perfectly balanced between the stars. The darkness here is not empty. It is a warm, velvety presence that loves you unconditionally. It doesn't need you to be anything other than what you are right now, a part of the infinite, breathing in the dark. As you drift even further out, the light of the stars begins to soften into a gentle, universal glow. You are moving beyond the need for light, beyond the need for breath. You are becoming the pure consciousness of the night. The universe is inhaling you, pulling you deep into its heart for the long, beautiful journey of the night ahead. You are home, breathing with the stars, expanding into the dark, one with the infinite, the doorway to total oblivion and the final surrender. As you float in the infinite breath of the universe, you see ahead of you a soft, glowing doorway. It is not made of wood or stone, but the purest, most transparent darkness you have ever seen. This is the entrance to total oblivion, the deep, dreamless sleep where the self finally dissolves into the absolute. Behind this door, there are no more stories, no more images, no more words. There's only the ultimate restoration. You are standing on the very threshold of the great unknown, and it is the most welcoming sight you have ever encountered. Science calls this slow wave sleep, the stage where the body heals its cells and the mind resets its spirit. But to you, in this moment, it is simply a homecoming. As you approach the doorway, you feel the last threads of your identity gently unraveling. You are leaving your name at the door. You are leaving your memories at the door. You are leaving the very idea of you behind. You are becoming the void, and the void is a place of infinite love and infinite rest. There is no more me. There is only this peace, this stillness, this perfection. Take the final step. As you cross the threshold, the light of the stars fades away. The indigo cradle, the silver waterfall, the crystal cave, they all become beautiful myths that have served their purpose. Now there's only the dark, a dark that is so thick and so soft it feels like a warm embrace in the beginning of time. You are sinking into the deepest part of the pillow of eternity. Pause. The silence here is absolute. It is a silence that doesn't just exist around you, but within you. You are the silent heartbeat of the night. Your journey of 30,000 words, of 1,000 thoughts, and of a lifetime of days has led you here, to this single moment of total surrender. You don't need to listen to my voice anymore. My words are now just a faint echo, a dying ripple on the surface of a vast, dark lake. Let them fade. Let the silence take over. You are safe. You are held. You are gone into the beautiful velvet nothingness of sleep. The world will wait for you, but for now, the world does not exist. There is only this. Falling into the deep, into the dark, into the peace. Good night.